Morning. Happy Thursday. This is one of them weeks that Thursday snuck up on me. I guess because we were off part of Monday. I don't know. Okay. I should have put some oil on my hair. With the humidity being low, of course, it's starting to look like straw. I'm going to wash it today, though. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to wash it twice in 1 week. All right, it's 8:03 a.m., 42 degrees. And it's supposed to start getting up into the higher 70s. And by the weekend, we're supposed to be in the mid 80s. Where I'm going, it may even get close to 90. I'm not liking that. I didn't want it to be that warm this weekend. But I guess it is what it is. All right, my head is itching. That's right. Okay, we're going to talk about Timmy real quick. And then I'm going to go. Timmy put up a Fireside chat, and most of it was boring, but if you get to the end, he does a little rant. He does a little bit of e-begging, talking about his link and everything, and then he goes into not to watch the copycat channels, and to hit the 3 dots and all that good stuff. And he goes on to say that not anything that any of us have said has I don't know if he said ounce of truth or bit of truth or whatever, but none of it is true. None of it. Absolutely none of it. So you think about that for a minute. So nothing we have said, according to Timmy, is true. I guess he's never been on a cruise. I guess he, never got money from the government and put it into a car or a truck. I guess he never had a small business that he said was his own and that he only worked 3 hours a day. That he never saved. Nothing we've ever said about him is true. I guess he didn't buy a bike yesterday. Now, somebody tell me why he bought a bike all of a sudden. I mean, I know he's been looking, but why all of a sudden he's been given bikes, sit bikes? Is it that Miss T's got a bike? He thinks, well, if I start showing myself riding a bike, talking about bikes, maybe since he's got an address now, that people will start sending him bikes again. Wonder if that's true. Maybe I should start titling my videos bikes. I don't want a bike though. I want a trike. And even if one was sent to me right now, which I don't think it would be anyway, why would somebody want to send me a bike? I don't go outside much, and I would need to, because I'm not going riding by myself anyway. There's too many hills here too. Why are you beeping? Anyway, we all lie. We're lying about Timmy. Timmy didn't have no 401k. He really did. He's just, he says that we can't believe a word he says, so I guess he's saying you can't believe a word we say because we're just going by what he's saying.
That you could get. And so everybody was watching all the businesses, including myself, watching these channels that grew like crazy. They had hundreds of thousands of subscribers and hundreds of thousands of views, making big money on YouTube. And a lot of those guys are still doing it, but they've gone into stocks and gold, and they branched out, they keep evolving. But during the pandemic, it was all about, remember I got those too. We all got them, that stimulus checks. So money kept coming in that actually did put me in that position of where I was saying, hell, pandemic wasn't so bad. I, got put out of business, but I was able to save some money, make some money, and every bit as much money as I was making working, and then some. Let me get back to that EIDL loan. So I was watching these YouTubers say, get that loan, and it's going to be, a real low interest rate, and they're going to give you a year to even start paying it back. And hey, if you don't need it, just pay it back, but take it, So I thought, well, that makes sense. Put it in the bank and, if you don't need it, pay it back. But it was a 30-year loan, like a mortgage. And it was a very small interest rate. I think it's 3.75, which doesn't seem that small now. And you had a year to start paying it. It's like, kind of hard to turn down. So I took it, and I paid off some debt, and I got a year. And then guess what? They came out and said, how about another year? We'll give you another year to start paying this loan. And everybody, of course, did it. So I took another year. So 2 years goes by. But they said the interest, though, will continue to accrue. But it was a 30-year loan. Now, I've already resolved with the fact that I'll be paying that the rest of my life. I just have maybe 30 years to live. So I'm going to be paying that right for the rest of my life. But to have that grub stake, to have that startup, sorry about that. I got cut off from a alarm that went off on my phone to leave for work. So I'm still way ahead of schedule, so calm down, Tim. But I turned in the wrong place here. I'm not anywhere near where I need to be yet, I don't think. So I took the loan, I waited the 2 years, I paid off some debt, I had some change, a lot of change left over, which brings me up to what I said in the beginning of the video. I was robbing Paul to pay Peter. I was robbing from that found money, that borrowed money that they gave me, along with my Social Security, and resolved to the fact that, I'm going to be paid the rest of my life. And, when the payment comes, I'll just get a job. I mean, it's like a $300 payment. So who couldn't get a job and make $300 falling out of bed? So that's what happened. And when the loan started and it came to maturity and there was no more free ride of paying, waiting, I had a good job. And of course, my job really is only a few $100 more than that.
Reckon that's true? I don't really know for sure. All I know is he really thinks highly of himself, or he tries to make out like he thinks highly of himself. And you know what? He thinks he crushes it every day. But I still want to know, what is it he's actually crushing? I asked that question one time before. Didn't get an answer. What is he crushing? Because he's not crushing life. All right, gotta go. Love y'all. Bye.